Well, your story of getting in is
Yeah.
probably a very common story that people have. Oh, I'll get in and I'll dabble and
Yeah.
I'll sell a couple houses a year and blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
And that's how you'd recommend somebody does real estate, right? Just like that?
Well, for me, I got my license in June or something, and I did 2 transactions pretty quickly after that. And I realized, maybe it's not just going to be a casual thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it's going to be more than that. My first full year in real estate, I finished as a top producer. And so I
Amazing.
thought, and so I just felt like I had been reborn almost as a realtor and just found this thing that made me so excited. I felt like I was doing a good job at it. I got to meet all kinds of people, got to serve people, which was, a huge part of my heart. My husband and I both have huge hearts for Young Life. And we just love that ministry so much. Anytime we get to introduce anyone to Jesus is a good day, right?
Amen.
So yes, it's all about Jesus. And that is absolutely how I run my business, how I live my life, always pointing people back to him, and to him be the glory for everything, right? So
Hey guys, welcome to the More Than a Mortgage podcast. The entire reason that this podcast exists is to provide you value before, during it, and hopefully long after the transaction closes. And one of the ways we do that is by introducing you to great people. My name is Gavin Sessions. I'm your host, and I have the absolute pleasure of interviewing a guest today that's been on my list for a while. And when I started this podcast, she floated to the top very, very quickly. I'm excited to introduce you to Becka Martson. She has been a realtor here in this valley for long enough to know what she's doing. She is very, very experienced. She has an awesome story, and I'm really looking forward to her sharing that with you. So stay tuned. It's going to be great.
it was a lot easier when we were in high school because there were no cameras everywhere.
100%.
Mike and I were just talking about this. You could do the dumbest things and no one was recording it and putting it on next door the next morning.
That's right. Do you remember the show Boy Meets World?
Absolutely.
Okay. You probably remember it better than me. That was a very definitive response, which I love. Avery, my almost 12-year-old, she's my little TV junkie. Mm-hmm. The boys are more into video games, Minecraft, all the things. Mm-hmm. And Avery is all about the sitcoms. Mm-hmm. So she recently finished Full House.
Oh, nice.
And then Fuller House.
Of course.
And now she's on to Boy Meets World.
No way. I haven't even heard Boy Meets World in so long. So I would have to reacquaint myself.
Well, and I walked in from, I don't know, wherever I was yesterday, and Boy Meets World is on the TV as usual, because if Avery's home and she's allowed to be on screens, like, she's totally zoned out.
That's what she's doing.
But the worst is when she has an iPad in her hands doing something else and she has the screen. I'm like, girl, one screen at a time.
Yeah.
Decide what it is.
Yep.
So the reason I say this is because DJ Tanner, who is Candace Cameron, is that her name? Candace Cameron.
Is that, yeah.
Candace Cameron. She was, of course, on Full House and then Fuller House. Mm-hmm. And then do you remember she made a guest appearance on Boy Meets World?
I feel like I can see it.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Short blonde hair. And she's talking about being a witch, which was the weirdest, which was the weirdest thing. And I'm talking to Robin in the background. I'm like, I bet she regrets this episode.
Yeah.
Especially with how outspoken she is
Yeah.
about her faith in the Lord. And then Robin's like, hang on a minute. Wait, I think they're actually saying this is not a good thing or something like that.
Okay.
But I was like, man, back in the day, like you just said, there was no cameras around, right? Nobody was capturing anything.
Yeah.
Whatever we did around the campfire or at a lock-in at youth group or whatever that was well, it's probably forgotten for the most part. But not somebody that was a childhood movie TV star, right?
True. So it's like, stays forever. And it's all coming back.
Right.
Yeah.
And you just said it well. It's like, I was saying that to Robin yesterday. I was like, what if everything we did was documented?
And aren't we glad it wasn't?
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a fun way to start.
Yeah.
But anyway, thanks for being here today.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. I'm honored.
Yeah. You were definitely somebody that was on my short list once we decided to do this. I can't take any credit for this. This is one of the most fun things I get to do in this business. And it just gets more and more and more fun the more comfortable we get doing it. But deciding who the guests should be, there's a little bit of, there's a lot of thought that goes into it. We're not looking for just warm bodies to come in here and just chat, right? We're looking for people that we would have maybe similar worldviews with. We're looking for people that have character and quality and have a story that we want to highlight, right? And so you were very quickly on that short list. And so thanks for
thank
being
you. I'm totally
interested
honored.
and coming in here and joining us. So
Yeah, it's fun.
we're excited to hear your story. The whole point of this, right, is hopefully we can highlight your story in a way that maybe it's never been documented, hopefully, before. Right. And then hopefully it's a blessing to you and to whoever might listen to it, right? So your clients ideally and your audience, and then hopefully mine as well. So
cool.
We're glad to have you here, and let's just kind of jump into it. We would love to kind of hear a little bit of your story. We teased it out in the lobby here just a few minutes ago, but nobody else got to hear that.
Yeah.
So curious how we got to where we are today. So today we are in Boise, Idaho, and it is summer, but we talked about
doesn't feel like it.
Yeah,
it's gross out.
What is it? I think it's going to be, it says it's 85,
I don't
but it's like
believe it.
drizzly and blustery and gross.
It's gross. It's not my favorite. I like it when it's hot. I'm a 95 kind of girl.
I love 95.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's my favorite.
Okay. So how did you get to Boise, Idaho?
That's a great story. So I grew up as a missionary kid. My parents were missionaries in the Covenant Church, the Covenant denomination. And so that meant that I lived in South America until I was 8. Gavin, did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
This is amazing part of this is I get to learn so much that I had no idea.
So fun.
Where in South America?
Colombia, South America. So I actually grew up in Medellin.
I was going to say in Medellin.
Which was at the time, I don't know if it still is, the drug capital of the world. So
yeah, Pablo.
Yes, you know him.
I don't know him.
So my parents were missionaries until I was 8. Wow. And then after my dad had been held at knife point or gunpoint by the 3rd time, we decided it was getting too unsafe there. And so we moved to Los Angeles. Can you imagine going from Colombia, South America to Los Angeles?
Where were you born?
I was born in New York.
Okay.
I know. In like teeny tiny town, New York. Not fun, exciting New York. But that's where my mom grew up. And my parents were there on furlough while I was being born. And then we went back to Colombia. So I speak Spanish fluently.
I was going to say still?
Kind of.
Okay.
I mean, once I get back into it, if I'm in Mexico or something, it comes back pretty quickly. But I have to really think through the words more now than I ever have. But it comes back.
When you were little, up till 8 years old, was that your primary language?
Yeah.
Okay. So even at home, you guys would speak Spanish?
Well, no, sorry. My family spoke English, but everything else we did was in Spanish. We went to Spanish school, Spanish speaking school. We went to, everything else was, our church was in Spanish. That's what my parents were doing there, was planting a church. Yeah. So, yeah.
Did you dream in Spanish? That's okay.
Yeah. And that went away very quickly. So as soon as we moved back to the States, that like thinking in Spanish went away pretty fast. So
yeah,
it's kind of interesting.
Crazy we think in a language.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's another
and
conversation.
Dream. Yeah, totally.
I remember my Spanish teacher in high school was like, you'll know when you're fluent when you start dreaming in Spanish. Oh. That never happened to me.
Not yet.
I'd have to be in Mexico for a couple months.
Yeah. Anyway, it's an incredible gift to have Spanish. I don't get to use it a ton in Boise, of course, but every once in a while. I had clients a few years ago who were Spanish speakers, and boy, I had to think a lot because there are words that I never learned. And, I didn't learn mortgage terms or real estate terms in Spanish. So it was challenging, but it was kind of fun. So anyway, that took us, when I was 8, we moved to Los Angeles. Okay. And I grew up in LA County in one of the most affluent parts of the area, which was crazy because my family had just come off the mission field and we didn't have a whole lot of money. And then I was surrounded.
Pacific Palisades?
It's called Palos Verdes.
Okay.
So the peninsula out in LA County, and grew up on the beach, all those good things. So from 8 to 18, I lived in that part of town. And I knew pretty quickly when I graduated from high school that LA was not for me.
Not your thing.
Not my thing. So I actually spent a year in northern England going to Bible college at a place called Cape and Ray. And have you?
Yeah.
You probably know people who've gone.
I bet I do.
Yeah, there are campuses all over the world. So the one that I picked was the one in northern England. One of my best girlfriends and I went there.
Oh, cool.
It was amazing. We lived on a sheep farm. And so when they served lamb for dinner, I opted out. Not my thing. I don't want to know that my food was ever alive, especially on, the property that I'm living on. So, but an amazing experience. And then from there, I ended up in Seattle, where I went to school, graduated, and met my husband, got married, and then we moved to Boise. So,
fast forward.
Yeah.
How did you know that you didn't want to live in Southern California?
I think so much of it
at that point in time.
Yeah, so much of it had to do with the lifestyle, really. The fact that everything was about image and money, that rubbed me the wrong way. It wasn't in line with how I felt and thought. And so I just really wanted to get out of that specific scenario. I didn't want image to be the driving force anymore. And so I looked for colleges. I wanted to kind of stay on the West Coast, and I was pursuing nursing. There's a story. I was pursuing nursing, so I was looking for Christian colleges on the West Coast that had great nursing programs. And that's what led me to Seattle Pacific.
I was going to say, definitely fits that.
Yeah. So I started down the nursing track, and I had a lot of fun in college. I wasn't very disciplined all the time, and so I got a B in anatomy and physiology.
Oh, no.
Which there at the time meant I did not get accepted into the nursing program.
Oof.
It's a little embarrassing.
So as an undergrad class, or like
it's a prerequisite.
For the nursing. You had to get an A.
At that time, it was so competitive that you had to get an A to be accepted. And I think it changed year to year. But
so they were just looking for ways to eliminate that excess.
Yep. So I did not get accepted into the nursing program.
Could we say you flunked out of nursing?
Sure.
That's probably a little aggressive.
But then what's interesting is that ended up changing my whole course because I had my heart set on nursing. And when you go to a small Christian school, they only offer that class once a year, right? So that would have meant I would have had to wait a whole other year. Now, remember, I went to Cape and Ray for a year.
Right.
So I've already wasted a whole year. And so I couldn't afford to take a whole other year of classes just to get that one class. So I ended up getting my degree in nutrition because I could use all my same science prerequisites that I had already taken. They were just fine with my B in anatomy and physiology. Sure. And so I ended up going down the nutrition route, knowing that I probably wasn't ever going to pursue anything in that field, just trying to be creative about how to use the credits I already had.
Yeah.
And still graduate on time with a degree. So that's what I did.
Awesome.
I'm a nutrition major. And what's funny is that the big thing at that time was the Atkins diet.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that?
Oh, yes.
So when I would fly home to California, those were the questions. That was the question I always got asked. What are you studying? And, have you heard of the Atkins diet? So people on the airplane always wanted to know how to lose 10 pounds. And what's funny is obviously nutrition has so much more. It's way more encompassing than just how to lose 10 pounds, but that was what people focused in on. So
that was really trendy probably at that time.
It was.
I had a college roommate who would crash the Atkins diet. I felt like at least once a year.
Yeah.
And he would shed weight like crazy.
Yeah.
And then guess what happened?
Gained it all back.
Right.
Yeah. Have you seen the Biggest Loser documentary that just came out?
No.
It's kind of funny. I mean, I watched it. I'm embarrassed to admit that, but I did. I watched it. Biggest Loser
documentary. Was it kind of that idea where people would lose weight on the show?
So many of them have gained it all back. Yeah.
It's kind of like somebody that has a really bad financial blueprint. There's a book I'm going to bring up that I wouldn't recommend you read. Mm-hmm. You may have read it though. I don't know how much of a reader you are. It's called Secrets of the Millionaire Mind.
Okay.
I only got halfway through it because there was too much mantra, too much name it and claim it. Mm-hmm. But there was some really good science in it that I thought was incredible. And it was about the financial blueprint that you're really kind of born into. Mm-hmm. So the family that you were born and raised in has a massive impact of what you believe to be true about money. And so many people that win the lottery have a really bad financial blueprint.
Yeah.
And so their blueprint says they're supposed to be broke. And so when they win the lottery, they have to get rid of that money as fast as possible. And they do it subconsciously. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like these people that go on these crash diets, right? Where
do it real quick.
Their blueprint, like they're overweight most likely because of their lifestyle, right? So if they do some sort of unsustainable lifestyle change, then what happens?
Yep.
Comes back.
Yeah. So. Interesting.
Anyway, I don't want to get us too far off track. But.
But anyway, so that was my time at SPU, and so my husband and I got married in 2007. I graduated in 2003. So I had several years there before I got married. And what's funny is that I've always, not to dive right into real estate, but just to tell a funny story about after SPU, I ended up working at SPU. But before that, I didn't, because I told you I got a degree in nutrition and I didn't really want to do that. So I was kind of flailing a little bit, not knowing what I really wanted to do. And I had always had an interest in real estate forever. I tracked everything that was going on in my neighborhood all the time. My mom and I used to go to open houses all the time. Like it was just kind of a fun pastime. So real estate was always in the back of my head. And so when I graduated from college, a good friend of mine in California, her mom knew a man who owned something called Who's Who in luxury real estate.
Oh.
And she was like, well, if you want to get plugged into real estate, I'll hook you up with this company. And so she did. I got hired at Who's Who in luxury real estate, and I thought I was going to learn.
This was post-college?
This is right after I graduated.
This
so like I had the
Seattle?
job in Seattle.
Okay.
So I had the job like starting the day after graduation, basically kind of thing. So I got this job, and I thought I was going to get to know all the ins and outs of real estate, maybe follow, real industry movers and figure out how to get into it and all this. And it turned out to be a sit at your desk, making cold calls, selling memberships to this club, Who's Who in luxury real estate. And if they bought, this is when we would have like magazines and stuff and books. Yeah. And so people would buy memberships into this Who's Who in luxury real estate, and then their ads would be put in this book, the Who's Who in luxury real estate book. So my job was to sit at my desk for 8 hours and make phone calls of people who I thought might be luxury real estate agents and try to sell them memberships. Oh my gosh, it was the worst job. First of all, sitting at a desk for 8 hours is not my thing. And then cold calls, I'm not a cold call person either. And then sales. And these were not the things that I was passionate about with real estate. And so I was there for a week.
Okay. I was going to say, it probably didn't last long.
It didn't last long. And I'm not a very good person with confrontation. That's really hard for me. And so I sent my boss an email, and I said, I'm not going to make it in on Monday or actually ever again. So, and he said, okay, but if you want your paycheck, you need to come in for an exit interview. And he was the most intimidating, huge, tall Italian man with slicked back hair. And I was like, you know what? I don't think I need that paycheck. So I never went in.
Okay.
So, but luckily, when tax time came, he had to audit things, and I ended up getting my paycheck anyway. So it worked out. But that was my first job in real estate. And very funny to look back on that now, 20 some years later. So kind of funny.
And you didn't run for the hills.
And I didn't run for the, well, yeah,
did you immediately? Okay, well, let's go into that then. I was going to say that you probably just didn't get right back into it.
No, I didn't. So I ended up working at Seattle Pacific University for a while. Okay. I worked in the admissions office there. Okay. Got married. And then shortly after we got married, we moved here to Boise.
What year was that?
That was 2007.
Okay, so you weren't in Seattle for super long then.
Well, total, I was like 8 years or 9 years because of college, and then I stayed for several years after.
So long enough to know that it's not where you wanted to be long term.
Absolutely. The weather. It's mostly the weather for Seattle. I love the city, but I do not love the weather. So I have curly hair. It doesn't do well in the rain. So.
Oh, you couldn't tell.
I know. I work really hard on it.
Looks great. It took me 34 years of living in Seattle.
That's how I didn't realize you grew up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I'm fourth generation. And so is my wife.
in Seattle?
Well, we lived in Kirkland before I moved here.
Okay.
But I went to Snohomish High School. I went to Western up in Bellingham.
Cool.
Robin went to SPU.
Yeah.
So.
Very cool. Yeah. You don't have curly hair though, so it wasn't the hair that brought you.
No, I don't have a lot of hair. But just do the rest of that interview like this. Nope. Never had curly hair. Hair was never really a concern for me. Yeah. It was just the clouds and the rain and the doom and gloom.
It really is. I remember my first summer there thinking, what have I done?
So you guys were, agree. You guys were on the very front end of people moving here.
Yeah.
You moved here in 07 or 08?
It was one of those. Yeah.
That's when my parents moved here. And
Really?
I was like, where's Idaho?
Yeah, my parents kept telling all their friends that I moved to Iowa. I was like, Mom, Idaho. It took them a while to come around, but yeah, we the Louis, Tyson and Abby, they lived here, and Abby and I were roommates at SPU, and so I kind of followed her here.
And Tyson's from here.
They're both from here, yeah.
Oh, Abby was from here too.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah. Anyway,
Cool.
that's what. So we came here just to escape Seattle.
So did you learn about it from Tyson and Abby?
Mm-hmm. Did you know Marla Van Sciver?
No.
You probably didn't know her. She's been gone now. She grew up here too, and she was another roommate of mine. So I would come here with them to visit their families pretty regularly. And so I knew a lot about Boise and that I loved it.
Yeah.
And then when Marla and her husband got married, Mike and I came to that, and I looked at him and I said, "Do you want to move here?" And I'm very spontaneous in everything I do. I have really good ideas, and I know right away that they're excellent ideas. It takes Mike sometimes a year to come around to my side of things, but he usually does. But it took him a while to decide. So he ended up getting hired at NNU in the admissions office. And so that's like what officially brought us here. I guess we needed a job. So that's what brought us here.
What was he doing in Seattle?
Admissions at Seattle Pacific University.
So that's where you actually met.
He was my boss. Yeah, it's a little scandalous. So he was my boss when we first started dating.
Did you guys have to like disclose that?
We kind of kept it a secret for a little while because, what if it doesn't work out?
Sure.
It felt like there was a lot on the line. So, we did at a big office retreat. We were playing this game, and we kind of planned it with our boss that we would kind of sneak this in that we were dating. Yeah. And so we did, and everyone freaked out, and they were so excited. So we knew it
landed well.
It landed very well. We had known each other at that point for quite a while, and we were older, 27, I think.
So old.
Yeah, well, compared to everyone else at SPU who's getting married
that's true.
at 19.
Yes.
So anyway, we knew pretty quickly that it was going to happen. So that was kind of fun. Everyone was very excited and supportive. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
Was Mike from there?
Yeah, he grew up in Kent.
In Kent.
Yeah.
Okay. Did he go to Kent Ridge or
he went to Kentwood?
Kentwood.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And then you guys came here.
Yeah.
Did anybody think you were crazy? I mean, obviously you had
Everyone.
friends.
Yeah. His family thought we were crazy for sure. So his entire family lives in Seattle, so that was really hard. We left all of them.
Still?
Mm-hmm.
No one's come from Mike's family?
No. I don't think they will. They don't love it here. That's okay.
Okay. They must like
They love the rain.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. They're those kind of people.
To each their own.
So that was really hard. I had already lived away from my family for a very long time. So, but Mike had always lived fairly close to his family, and he has 3 siblings, and they all at that time lived within blocks of each other. So that was pretty hard. Yeah. But yeah, we came here. We just had a few friends here. We kind of just did it on our own, and we felt like, Seattle was getting already so unaffordable at the time. We owned a house, but we couldn't imagine having kids in it. Or
where did you guys live?
In Greenwood. Sorry.
Greenwood. Oh yeah,
just north.
I lived in
Green Lake,
Greenwood for a little bit.
Oh yeah,
92nd and Fremont.
Stop. Yeah. Linden and 94th. So very, very within
very, very close.
That's weird.
That's very, very strange. And it probably was at the same time.
Yeah, crazy. Very cool.
Weird small.
Yeah,
world.
and the area has changed so much. A lot of crazy stuff.
Could never imagine moving back.
Yeah.
I mean, weather is one thing, but just politically and just quality of life. Everything else is just. There's only a couple things I miss.
Food.
Access to Husky football. Because it's like one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
The Washington wine culture I miss a little bit, but that's on the east side of the state.
Yeah.
And then access to Lake Chelan. Like that's it.
Yeah.
That's all I really miss.
Yeah. Well, those are big things.
I don't have any family there anymore.
Okay. They've all come here?
That's a long story. My parents moved here when you guys moved here.
Okay.
And that's weird when you have still younger kids when the parents move.
Yeah.
And not everybody goes with.
Yeah.
Kind of changes dynamics quite a bit. So there's a story there.
Interesting.
Yeah. But real estate, when you guys moved here, much more affordable than what real estate was in Seattle.
Yeah. So we were able to buy a house, to us, what felt like luxury.
Oh, yeah.
And that was amazing. So we felt pretty much immediately like we had absolutely made the right move. So when we first moved here, we lived in Meridian. Mike worked at NNU, and this is before, so between, we were on Locust Grove and New Stick area.
Yeah.
He could ride, we bought a scooter, and he could ride the scooter all the way from our house to NNU without a single stoplight.
On U-Stick, probably?
U-Stick to, what would he take? Black Cat, something like that.
Yeah.
But that's not that long
changed
ago.
A little bit.
And that's how much that has changed. Can I tell you my funny story about the scooter?
This is all about you. Keep it up.
So we had no money. We were just, these newlywed broke people who were just trying, had quit our jobs and were trying to find new jobs here. And so we didn't really want to buy a car because that was pretty expensive. So we went online and we ordered a scooter from China. And it's all online. And so we're like, okay, well, the red one was a little cheaper than the black one, this kind of thing. So we ordered the red one and it was going to ship in a couple weeks. And Mike was at work and I was at home. And he's like, the crate is being delivered today. Here's what time. Okay, fine. So I'm there to meet the guy who's delivering our new scooter in a crate.
Yeah.
And he shows up and he's like, you know, no teeth. He's this big tattooed all over guy, kind of rough around the edges. And he pulls up.
For a freight company.
Works for a freight. And he's been probably driving forever. So he shows up with this crate and he goes, would you like me to open it? And I was like, yeah, I want to, you know, I don't know how to open it. And I totally want to see what's inside. So he works on opening the crate. And just like in the movie, the sides just flop open. And there in the crate.
There she is.
There she is in all her glory. And this scooter, not only was it red, what we didn't know it was going to have was these big blue flames painted on both sides of it and this eagle's head right on the front that had these little light up eyes.
Oh boy.
And this guy who delivered it, he looks at me, he goes, that's what you picked? And so Mike drove that scooter to and from NNU every day with the little eagle eyes that lit up.
It worked.
It worked. Until winter came and then we had to buy a car.
Yes.
So it didn't last forever, but for a few months he was able to ride that. And he would put his suit on and then put like ski clothes on over it to, you know, stay warm.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah.
So it was pretty funny. So those were the days.
That reminds me of two things. The first is a Christmas movie.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure that.
Yep. The crate of the lamp.
The lamp.
Being unveiled.
Yep. Yes. In all her glory.
In all her glory. That's how we felt about our scooter.
And the poor wife in that. And
yes.
She's just appalled as it
Yes.
goes into the front living room window.
Totally. Do you do Enneagram stuff?
Yeah.
I'm a 3.
I am too.
Are you?
Yeah.
So we relate in this. So I care deeply about what people think of me. So every time Mike pulled out of our neighborhood on that scooter with the eagle head, I thought, oh, good Lord, what are people thinking of us? A little embarrassing, but that's okay.
Yeah. That's okay. I mean,
Yep.
he got great fuel mileage.
He did, and he made the most of it. And
I mean, he could have spray painted it, but he didn't.
I think those peeled off eventually. They still left like an outline,
Yeah.
but I think most of the blue did come off.
Okay.
But you know how motorcyclists do the like piece or
Oh, yeah.
like
It's
whatever it is?
kind of like the Jeep wave almost.
Yes. Mike would do that with guys on
You
Harleys.
go down low.
Yeah.
You got to do like the
Yes.
low wave.
I was real embarrassed about that.
I guess it's off the left side because that's your.
Oh, because that's where you're passing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
That's funny. Did you ever ride it with him?
no,
Wasn't really.
it
meant
felt
for
a
two
little,
people.
yeah. Not sure it would have held us both if you know.
Do you know how many miles he put on that scooter?
Oh my gosh. So it's probably 15 miles to NNU and he did that 5 days a week.
For a lot of years?
For no, not even years, months.
Okay. It was just really for the one time warm season.
We thought it was going to last longer, but all good things.
All good.
come to-
I've thought about buying a scooter.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
I drive a diesel truck. And
Oh,
so,
yeah.
And it's great for what I have it for.
Right.
But driving it
Hauling
around town
things.
is
Yeah.
not.
Parking downtown.
I went and parked over at Title I today,
Okay.
over off River Street, and
Nice.
then rode my e-bike over here.
Oh, that's a good idea. Easier
Yeah,
than
gotta worry
parallel
about
parking. Yeah.
and all the things.
Yeah.
But cool. Okay, back to real estate because
Yes.
that's kind of this is kind
Why
of
we're
all about.
here.
Yeah. So you guys got a hot deal on a house
Uh-huh.
when you moved here in
Mhm.
2007, 2008,
Mm-hmm.
and it felt like a mansion at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Was it in that sunny something neighborhood,
It was in Heritage Commons.
which is like where Heritage Grove is now?
It's right next. They butt up to each other.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Cool.
Yeah. And yeah, we felt like we were living in luxury. It
Oh,
was,
yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
3 bedrooms, 2 baths,
Yep.
but it was newer and nice and a
Mhm.
great neighborhood and
Yep.
all the things. So we were pretty excited about it.
Cool. And Mike's riding a scooter around town working at NNU.
Uh-huh.
And then somehow we get to real estate.
Well, first, I worked for the Young Life office in
Oh.
Boise. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
So that was I got connected with the Young Life people because what do good Young Life people do when they move to a new city? They meet the Young Life staff.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so I got connected with the Young Life staff. So back then it was
You
only
should name drop
Boise
some
Young.
people for me and see if I
Matt
remember.
Romberg,
Oh, yeah.
Justin Davis. Yeah.
I know
So those were
Matt.
the 2 areas. JC Bowman. Those were the guys that worked in the office.
Cool.
So I was their admin for 4 years.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I always thought I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
Always. I just thought that is what I want to do. until I had kids. And then I was like, okay, this isn't going to work for me. So once I had kids, I just felt like I just need something. I need to get out. I need to be with people. I'm a huge extrovert. So I worked in the Boise Young Life office, which was so fun. Loved it so much.
Where was that located?
Fairview and Curtis.
Okay. So kind of by St. Al's area?
Yes. And right across from a Mexican restaurant. And I did get to practice my Spanish when we were there because we would have people come in and ask us, what are you doing here and all that. So I worked for them for 4 years and it was great. Great for my extrovertedness because I got to be around people all the time and worked with a great staff and all of that.
And this was after you had kids?
No, I had Ellie, who's 15 now. I had her while I worked there.
And Ellie's a freshman or a sophomore?
She's a sophomore.
Okay. So she's going to turn 16 sometime
in November. Yeah.
Oh, coming up.
Yeah. And then Bennett is 13. So I was pregnant with Bennett and I thought once he's born, I'm just going to quit working at Young Life and stay home with my kids.
Got it.
But that didn't last very long.
How long did you make it?
I got my real estate license as soon as Bennett turned 1, I went and got my real estate license. Yeah.
And where did the real estate inspiration come from?
Yeah. So like I said, I had always had this interest in real estate.
Which is weird because I ask a lot of people this question, like, did you just grow up wanting to be a real estate agent from the time you were a little kid?
Yeah.
And pretty much no one says yes to that question. But it sounds like you actually had some legitimate real estate interest.
I don't know that I ever would have said I wanted to be a real estate agent.
Yeah.
But I had a good friend growing up in California whose aunt was a real estate agent to the stars. She was very, very, very successful. And her shoe closet was enough to make me think maybe I should be a real estate agent. She had the most phenomenal shoe closet.
That's funny.
So every once in a while I would think I want to do whatever she does because I want the shoes. But I don't know other than that I would ever have formulated the thought of actually being a real estate agent but I always had interest in real estate. Even when we lived in Meridian, I was constantly looking at what houses were for sale, how much, and what, like very in tune with all of that. And so what happened is while I'm having this I love my kids obviously so much. I just love my time with them, but I need something else. A good friend of mine posted that she was getting her real estate license.
Okay.
And all of a sudden this light went off I should do that. And I never, ever, ever thought that it would take me to where it has taken me today. I thought it would just be something fun to do, like a little side activity. I'll still be home with my kids, but I'll maybe sell a house or two a year to kind of have fun and have an outlet. And so that's how I ended up thinking about going to get my real estate license. So I proposed the idea to my husband. Again, I always have excellent ideas and I know right away that they're good ones. And this time he was like, I think that's a good idea. So I went.
Didn't take him a year.
It did not take him a year. We did that pretty quickly. It's an investment to become a realtor. The class alone is several $1,000s. And for us, that felt really hard at the time. And, but he was so supportive and he could tell that this was something that I had thought about for a minute and that I felt excited about. And so I went for it and got my real estate license. And that was 2013.
Okay.
Summer of 2013.
So still very much on the front end of a lot of people moving to the Boise area.
Yeah. So we were kind of coming out of the big recession.
Yep.
And so short sales were a thing and foreclosures were still a thing. Yep. So we were kind of easing out of that at that point. So, but yes, people were starting to trickle in. I got into the market at a great time because it wasn't hard to get going at that time.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right. So do you remember how many agents there were at the time when you got your license?
Total in the Valley?
Yeah.
I think about 3,000.
It's a little different than now.
It is. There are, what is it today? 10? 8?
I think so. Yeah.
Something like that?
Well, but your story of getting in is probably a very common story that people have. Oh, I'll get in and I'll dabble and I'll sell a couple houses a year and blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
And that's how you'd recommend somebody does real estate, right? Just like that?
Well, for me, I did 2 transactions. I got my license in June or something, and I did 2 transactions pretty quickly after that.
Good for you.
And I realized, maybe it's not just going to be a casual thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it's going to be more than that. And my first full year in real estate, I finished as a top producer. And so I thought,
Amazing.
and that's not like tooting my horn or anything.
No.
That is just like this thing grew legs so quickly and became more than I imagined it would right off the bat. And I loved it. From the get-go, I have loved the transaction part of real estate. And so I just felt like I had been reborn almost as a realtor and just found this thing that made me so excited. I felt like I was doing a good job at it. I got to meet all kinds of people, got to serve people, which was, a huge part of my heart. And so yeah, in my first year of real estate, I thought, I love this. I'm so glad I finally found something that I can be passionate about. And I felt like, I had found my career at that point.
Yeah, you're almost glowing as you say that.
Am I? Oh,
Do you still love the transaction side of it?
Most of the time, yeah. I have my broker's license. I have zero interest in starting my own brokerage. That's not the part. I got my broker's license just because I'm always trying to, garner more information and be a better agent for my clients.
Yeah.
That's why I got my broker's license, to learn those things and to better myself. But I have no interest in being a broker. I love being with clients. I still love showing houses. I love getting them from contract to close. That is the part that I love. So I know not everyone can say that. People probably get tired of the minutia of it, but I actually enjoy it.
I got into the real estate career because I wanted to have a more personal career and I wanted to actually see success. I wanted to achieve something on a regular basis.
Yeah.
As an Enneagram 3, it's like we're all about achieving, right?
Yeah.
And so I came from Microsoft, and so I can completely relate. I love the ability to, each transaction's kind of like a mini, I don't know, something, but there's a start, there's a work through the middle, there's a finish and a celebration. And it's like, before I had this career, I just loved to mow my lawn because I could actually
you can see the accomplishment.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Helping someone, it feels so meaningful, right? Helping someone find and buy a home feels amazing to me. It's such a joy to me. Yesterday, I got invited to clients. We're having a housewarming party, and I don't always get to see the house after they move in. Every once in a while, it's friends or people I know, or we become friends and they invite me over. But last night, I got to go to a housewarming party for clients of mine and see this home they've made. They had neighbors around, their family was there. It was so special for me to just have this experience of seeing what I helped them get. And that is just the best feeling. I got to do a sword on a champagne bottle. Whoa. Is it called sabering, I think, or something? Where I got to swipe the champagne bottle with a real sword and it blew off the top of it and the champagne went flying.
That's cool.
They asked me to do that. How cool is that?
That's a cool honor.
I was very honored.
So were they a few months into their house at this point?
Yes. Yeah. So they're all settled in and
That's
getting to know their neighbors and that kind of stuff. So
nice.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Well, I don't want us to just gloss over Young Life because you did talk about that. And I think that's a big part of your story.
It is.
And I never realized the parallel, but we had Jacob Davilar in this seat not that long ago. And his story is Young Life staff to now financial advisor. And now I didn't realize your story was Young Life staff to real estate agent.
Yeah.
So
I was Jacob's realtor.
You were?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Isn't that fun?
Did you know, is it because he came here to work for Young Life?
Yeah. So someone, Matt Romberg maybe connected us.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I love the Davilars.
Such a small world.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about how and what your heart was to work in the Young Life ministry, and has that somehow translated into the way that you care for your clients in the real estate business?
Yes. Oh, I love that question so much. My husband and I both have huge hearts for Young Life. We have been involved in lots of different ways over all the years, separately and now together as a couple. And we just love that ministry so much. Anytime we get to introduce anyone to Jesus is a good day, right?
Amen.
Especially kiddos. We have we have teenagers. We understand the things that these kids are facing these days. And
or we try
to. Yeah. Golly, there's so much. And so being able to step into that, now we're on the board for Northwest Ada. So we have more of an advisory role. But yes, we love Young Life, love the ministry so much, have been involved since the day we moved here, literally.
Yeah.
and continue that involvement in lots of different ways. But yeah, so for me, any chance I get, my faith is fundamental to the way I live my life, and that translates to the way I run my business. I'm not the most outspoken evangelist, but I try to live my life in a way that points people to Jesus every day. And so I hope that in how I treat my clients and how I run my business, that people can get to know Jesus better through the way that they interact with me and I interact with them. So yes, Young Life has been tremendous. We took kids to camp this summer, and 21 high schoolers said yes to Jesus. And
You went to camp this summer?
I didn't, but we helped send.
Yes.
I should say we sent to Malibu.
Yeah.
And 21 high schoolers said yes to Jesus. And when you think about what they're experiencing on a daily basis, for these kids to be taken away from all of that craziness and sent somewhere like Malibu, where it's beautiful, serene, they get to be loved on and cherished and treated like royals, right?
Yeah.
And to experience Jesus for the first time for some of them for the second or third time, right? But for them to say yes to that invitation, it gives me goosebumps thinking about it. So yes, it's all about Jesus, and that is absolutely how I run my business, how I live my life, always pointing people back to him, and to him be the glory for everything, right? So so thankful for Young Life's involvement even in my life, and how I didn't come to know the Lord through Young Life. Like I said, my parents were missionaries, so I've always grown up in a Christian home, and I've known about the Lord, but it is super important for me to conduct myself and my business in a way that is glorifying to him, and hopefully initiates relationships with people who maybe don't already have that foundation.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Mic drop. Are you going to be at or is your daughter going to be at Young Life tonight?
Yes. So she will, because it's at Eagle Nath, which is where we go to church.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I did not know about it until a little bit too late. So I already had a meeting planned for tonight, but my daughter, and I'm hoping my husband will be there too. She's invited all her buds. So
Nice. I think Cohen will be there too.
Oh, good.
So.
It'll be a fun night. It's Western, right?
Yeah, Western
night.
theme night. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I mean, how could you not have a blast on Western night?
Yeah. Kind of very related. I was at the river yesterday, Eagle.
Yes.
Reed Merrill Park.
Kids.
Yeah. And so it was Rock Harbor's baptism day. And I was there not to witness necessarily what I ended up seeing, but John Mueller was there baptizing several high school kids.
Yeah.
4 or 5, I think.
That's what he said. Yeah.
And Michelle was there, obviously, across.
Yeah.
So it was cool that they kind of took advantage of Rock Harbor's baptism day.
Oh, I could cry.
And
so cool.
Yeah, it was cool. I'm guessing those are probably some of the kids that were at Malibu this summer.
Yeah. What's funny is that housewarming party I was at, John came to after, because he lives right next to these people. And so I got to hear all about it. So
awesome.
Yeah, those kids all went to camp.
So this was last night that you were at the housewarming party.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is very fresh.
Yeah. I have a video of it. I'll probably post it.
Yeah, do it. So cool.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask this question. So I know that you noodled on what did you want to share. And when I asked you to come on this, you're like, yes, this is good timing. Did we hit that today? Because what this is all about is really we want what matters to you to come out here.
Yeah.
Right? And so, I just want to ask you candidly, was there anything that you wanted to talk about today that we haven't hit yet?
Oh, that's so hard. No, I guess not. I always want who I am to come through. And I feel like that probably has. I want people to hear that I'm like low key, as the kids would say. They say that a lot. Do your kids say
6,
low key?
7. No, they don't say low key. My kids say 6, 7 all the time.
What is that?
What the heck does that even mean?
Do you know what it means?
Yes, I learned yesterday.
What does it mean?
So I lead middle school at Rock Harbor, and I just learned that 6, 7 is like a 6 or a 7 on the scale of 1 to 10. So it's kind of like a meh.
That's funny. They would describe a person like that, or a situation?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I had not heard that. Okay, I'm gonna try that on my kids tonight and see.
Ooh, I'm curious I'm sure they've heard it.
I'll let you know.
It drives me nuts when I hear my kids talk like that. It's like, you guys are whack.
My daughter says low key all the time, and I'm like, you're replacing. We used to say and now you say low key, because she uses it in ways I'm like that. You didn't need that there. Anyway, What I want people to hear is my heart, which I think has come through, and that I'm just a casual person, like I'm not button up is funny because I don't ever feel buttoned up. I feel unbuttoned up. But anyway, so I think we've probably accomplished that and gotten to share my story and those things. So yes.
Yeah. I mean, the goal here is that folks would have had an opportunity to meet you and hear some stories from you. And ultimately the whole reason for this is that somebody would think, oh, I kind of know Becka a little bit more than I did before. Maybe I didn't know you at all. Right. And I kind of like Becka. I wonder if I could trust Becka. And then, when someone knows, likes, and trusts you, then all of a sudden they're much more likely to want to do business with you. Right. So that's the whole goal here is we want to highlight your story and make you seem as approachable as you possibly are, as you are. Right. Yeah. And so don't at all be concerned that you're not approachable. You're very approachable, very warm. You got an awesome story. And we're thrilled that you gave us the time today.
Yeah. Well, thanks. I can't believe it's been 47 minutes.
It goes quick. You're in the flow state.
Nice.
As they say.
Whoever.
Well, actually, it's funny. I watched a Chris Hemsworth show the last couple of days with my kids called Limitless.
Oh.
Not a movie, but it's like a documentary. Yeah. And they were talking about the flow state even last night on this episode. So it's very, very top of mind for me. So yes, things can go fast when you start going. Let's maybe wrap it up there, but let's just say and hope that somebody's like, oh, I like Becka. How do I get in touch with her?
Yes. You can email me or text me. Just put my name in the Google, as they say.
Okay.
Or find me on Instagram. I'm at Becka Sells Boise.
Cool. So you can look you up as an agent locally, or we'll stick your Instagram handle right down below here, and people can look you up that way as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we'll post this eventually, which will be awesome. And we kind of try to treat these episodes a little bit like a movie release, right? So we're going to do some shorts kind of leading up to your episode dropping. And then once the episode drops, we'll high five and celebrate and enjoy it. But then we'll also continue to do some shorts afterwards.
Cool.
So hopefully that's exciting for you. And hopefully it's honoring for you. And
super cool.
Good. Awesome.
Thanks, Gavin.
Well, really glad that you joined us. Thanks for making the time. And I hope you have an awesome rest of your day.
Thanks, you too.
Hopefully you have a great rest of your summer.
I know.
It's still summer.
It is. We're going camping this weekend.
Where are you going?
Hell's Canyon.
Oh, sweet. What kind of camping?
Well, I consider it No, I don't do that kind of camping.
We don't
I have
either.
A trailer.
Yeah, same with us. That's camping.
I think so.
Camping,
I'm out in the nature and doing everything outside.
That's
so
cool.
yes.
What are you guys doing at Hell's Canyon?
We go to this super cool, there's 8 families going.
Okay. Do I know any of these?
Probably. The Medleys.
Oh, I love the Medleys.
The Hamlins.
Yep.
And then our whole life group. So a bunch of people. So we have this campground called Copperfield Park, I think it's called. And there is a little stream that flows into the Snake River.
Nice.
And it has a swimming hole that you can cliff jump into. So our kids will spend probably 3 hours at a time just jumping into this little creek. It's pretty cool. And then there's the Halfway Rodeo, Halfway, Oregon.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little teeny tiny town. And they have their rodeo this weekend. So we go to
Halfway.
That. Have you?
Mm-hmm. I actually bought my truck there.
You're kidding.
Nope. Never even heard of it before.
Yeah. That's random. It's a tiny, teeny little town. So their rodeo is golden.
Oh, that's cool. That'll be really fun. So we're driving up to Chelan this weekend.
Oh, good for you.
I haven't been there in a handful of years.
Really?
Yep. So we're going to get
I love Chelan.
We have some dear friends that when we moved here, they couldn't quite move all the way here, but they at least got east of the mountains.
Oh, good.
So they actually live in Chelan.
Oh, nice.
It's a very small town.
Yeah.
It'd be crazy to live in a small town like that.
Yeah.
We were wondering, wonder if they could live here.
Yeah.
And
I bet they could.
Yeah, they could, but I mean, this is like
or would they want to?
Huge metro area now compared to a town of like 20,000 people.
Is that all it is?
I don't know. Maybe 30.
Yeah.
It's tiny.
We'll have fun.
Thanks. You too.
Celebrating
Tell the Medleys and Hamlins both hello. I saw Carrie yesterday just as in passing down at the river.
Oh, cool. I'll tell her.
Yeah. Cool. Good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Gavin.